What is up, guys?
And we're back. Welcome to the Ventry Lifeguards podcast. I am your host, Liam Murray, and today we have a regular on the show,
Ronan Murray.
Mr. Ronan Murray, my brother and lifeguard captain, actually. Ronan Murray. Senior lifeguard, yeah, that's the proper word for it. And today we have two special guests, actually. One of which to my right, Mr. Vince Casey.
Hello, I'm Vince. youtube.com/VinceLovesToast.
Shameless plug there. Welcome to the podcast, and we have a very special guest here today. Some of you may not know him, but he's a bit of a bad lad. Jack Farrell, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Man, a few words, Jack. Man, a few words. Okay, so to the first topic is
You could just say it.
Guild first, yeah.
Okay.
Guild ones.
All right. Okay. So the first topic is the Guild Awards. So I'm going to hand you over to Vince Casey here to say a bit about them.
Hi guys. So we're doing the Guild Awards or whatever. So we were saying we were going to go through the list of the awards and make some predictions on who we think should and are going to win. Nothing too personal now, but yeah. So I'm going to read out some of the headings, and then we'll discuss them and we'll find our thoughts.
We will find our thoughts. Yes.
We'll find our thoughts.
Big thoughts.
we will eliminate those thoughts.
God.
Okay. Best sport ball player. What do you think, Liam?
Best sport ball player. You see, I don't know what sport ball is, so I'm just gonna go with my default answer when I don't have a proper answer, which would be just sport. Just sport. Nathan.
I haven't watched much sport ball because I was behind the desk and I've been missing out on a bit of the guild. So I'm going to go with Mikey Dunn. He's pretty strong in soccer, I must say. He's a good striker.
Get a comment.
Jack, do you have any comment?
No, I got sand in my eye.
Yeah, sand in his eye, and it looks painful.
This podcast is at the beach, ladies and gentlemen. Come down to Ventry Beach and we'll get you a milkshake.
Well, we won't actually get you one, but
They have nice milkshakes.
they do have nice milkshakes. So yeah, come on down to the Ventry Beach any day of the week. We're here 6 days a week, but there'll always be one of us at least. Anyway, so next thing.
Okay. Next up, I'm just gonna say it off. Okay. Next up is probably the most intense in terms of the competition. No one knows who's going to win this one, and I think it is really up to debate, and I think we'll have a lot of good discussion here about it. It's for biggest flirt. What do you think, Liam?
Oh, biggest flirt, John Foxang.
I must say there's some pretty tough candidates. I don't want to be naming people out. I have to go with A, B, and C. And I have to say A has some really strong texting game. You see him always in the group chat. Probably one of the most active group chat members I know. When he first came, Anyway, when he first came into the group, it just blew up. Really active. And then B. Fuck, I can't remember. Oh yeah, B. B has some really strong Snapchat game, I must say. I've seen a good few of them stories. Yeah, some really strong candidates. It's up for debate. Jack, do you have any words?
No.
And we're going to go right back to Vince Casey.
Okay. Can we have a section can we have a Jack's eyes section, just constant check updates?
Still burning.
Why aren't you wearing your shades? Give Jack the run bonds.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Sorry guys. We're all wearing shades right now. It's very important that you wear sun shades or whatever sunshades to protect your eyes from the sun. Okay. Next competition is best friends. This is for pairs only. So go, Liam.
Best friends. Oh, that's a tough one. See, because I'm so antisocial and just play D&D all day, I don't know much of the dynamics of the guild, so I'm gonna have to pass up on this one.
Yeah, I'd have to go with my boy Shane Lawless and my other boy Evan Casey. We play some good Fortnite together, and those two get on really well. They're just best buds. Apparently, Vince has said they've been together since what age? 4, 2. Back to Vince Casey.
They met at the playground when they were 2. Super cute.
So that's like...
What a wholesome story, what a wholesome story. Based on that wholesome story, I myself am going to throw my vote in for Shane Lawless and Evan Casey. Alright, moving on.
Well, what about Jack? Jack, how are your eyes?
Check up on Jack.
They're pretty sore.
Oh, no.
Pray for Jack. Can we get an F in the chat for Jack? Yeah. Jack Farrell.
Can we get a Jack fund, maybe?
Jack. Oh, can we start a fundraiser for Mr. Jack Farrell's eyes?
To buy Wish products. Wish eye wash.
Wish eye wash. They definitely have that. Anyway,
Facebook actually has an option where you can send people funds, so this is fair game. I think we should do this.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're getting money for Wish. Yes.
Jack says yes. I'm not sure how much comes out. Okay, so next competition is someone do a drum roll. Oh, pretty fittingly, it's loudest person.
Boom. Ooh.
Boom.
Loudest person. Oh, that's a tough one. There's many candidates, especially from the Smash couch. You can hear those guys even downstairs in the D&D room. I'd have to go with, I don't know if it's changed, maybe Pablo, Eli. They're both pretty loud. Yeah.
Pablo and Eli are some pretty strong candidates. Dan can be pretty loud at times, but I would have to go with the solid boy Eli, who has always been pretty consistent when it comes in terms of loudness. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, he has to get given out to.
Yeah. He's a pretty loud boy. Jack, how are the eyes?
They're pretty good now.
Yay!
Green in my eye.
No. Okay,
another one.
next is best dressed, but I think we can all agree on who wins that.
Connor Horgan.
Yeah, Connor Horgan. Funniest person is a little is too controversial, I think, to say. So, other than just saying the answer is Nathan. Yeah. Let's go.
Come on, guys. It's obviously Nate.
Okay. Next up is edgiest person.
Edgiest person at the guild. That's a toughie. I'm gonna let Ronan answer it first.
It has to be Evan and Shane's friend Seamus. What's Seamus' second name? Seamus Lucy. Lucy short for Lucy short for Lucifer, as Vince just said. You always see Seamus coming in big with the black skinny jeans, sometimes ripped as like damn son, and the black shoes, maybe like Converse, and you always see him with like the flannel shirts. Oh, and the like kind of hair coming down the side.
Yeah, don't forget about the hair.
Yeah, you got to get the edgy hair in. Pretty good, I must say. Very solid for the edginess. I always noticed that.
Okay, my answer is also Seamus Lucy. Jack, how are the eyes?
They're sore. I got another round to send there. So.
No!
Oh, big F in the chat, guys. Big F in the chat. Back to Vince's case.
Man, if there isn't like a flood of F's in chat, I swear. What happened to the phone? Oh shit. Okay, cool. Okay.
Technical difficulties, folks.
The next one, this is a free one, and if our winner doesn't win, we're going to have a riot and we're going to quit the guild so we won't come to the last week or something that we're going to miss. The biggest, it's for the guild Sunshine.
Guild Sunshine, folks, I feel very strongly about this one. It's 150% Nathan.
I would be like in physical pain if Nathan didn't win it. He's like, he's just so nice, It's like,
Yeah, Jack. Even Jack.
Jack, would you agree?
Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even Jack agrees.
Jack agrees. He has never met him. Just the stories that we tell.
Big legend.
What did you say, Ron?
Nathan is a big legend.
Nathan is a big legend. You heard it here first, folks. Nathan for Guild Sunshine.
Barnyard. Okay, next up is biggest drama queen. Now this is an interesting one. I think we have some different thoughts here.
Biggest drama queen. So
and keep it civil.
Keep it civil. There has been a fair bit of drama recently, but personally, I would just have to go with John
Foxier.
Patrick Harrington.
Nice there, Vince, mixing it up. I like it. Jack, how'd you feel?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I was the last one to say it, so Patrick Harrington wins. Okay, sound slash noises is a bit controversial, but once again we'll say Nathan. Yeah. No. Hey.
I have opinions.
Okay.
Nobody cares about your opinion.
Shout outs to my boy Oshing Murray. He should be nice or soundest, I feel. Because he is pretty sound.
Agreed.
Bit of nepotism there, but I like it.
Is nepotism like to your family or?
Nepotism is where you're like, oh yeah, you're in my family. I'm going to get you.
Oh
a job.
right. Okay, next is best. No, sorry. This is the biggest competition, the main event of the evening. Best Luke. This is I would start off by saying Luke Lenan, the homie, the OG. Oh, by the way, there are 6 Lukes. There is Luke Lenan, Luke O'Callaghan, Luke Kavanagh, Luke Kerrins, Luke Prendeville, and Luke Getton. But Luke Lenan's the homie, friends since primary school. Sound out and pass it on to Liam.
For me, it's between 2 Lukes.
Oh, my eyes.
Halo Sand just hit us, and Jack is not wearing his sunglasses because he's being an idiot. But yeah, for me, I'd have to go with probably Luke O'Callaghan, but please stop asking me for my skins. You're not going to get any of them. Back to Ron.
I'm just going to go with Luke O'Callaghan because, I know him out of all the Lukes the most, so, he's just best Luke for me.
Jack, who do you think is the best Luke? There's only one that you know.
Yeah.
Luke O'Callaghan.
Yes.
The Wimpy Man.
Yeah.
Alright, back to Vince.
Cool. Oh shoot. I didn't swear, guys. It was shoot. So we gotta keep it Christian here.
Christian YouTube channel, Christian podcast.
Christian Minecraft server.
If you're not a good Christian boy, you can stop listening right now. Thank you. Okay, next up is best trash talker / disser. This is kind of a weird one. What do you think?
Yeah, that is a weird one. I hear Kira Dunn and Katie. Did they?
No, it was Moya.
Kira Dunn and Moya.
Yes.
Was it Kiersey's Carry, no?
No, it was Kira Dunn.
Oh, okay.
Kira Dunn and Moya did a diss track on me and Ronan.
It wasn't just you guys.
Just us, but we were
Yeah,
in it.
You were in it, yeah.
Ronan, what do you feel about that?
I heard it was shit.
Yeah, I heard it was shit too. So, not them anyway. Hatchet, moving on.
Boom.
Boom, big boom. Jack,
Yeah. No.
say boom.
No.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
No.
He said boom.
Okay, that's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, cool.
Okay, we just dropped. Technically.
Yeah. Once you finish these, we're nearly done, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll start the second voice clip. We are lifeguards, yeah.
On the beach while you guys all know.
Okay, next up is
It's not your job.
biggest messer. I think there's only one answer here. Do you want to go to Ron first?
We're gonna go to Ronan first.
Murder everything.
Shitty man.
Murder everything. Shane Lawless, of course.
Shane Lawless.
City little boy, the one and only Shane Lawless. She's singing "My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard" against 13-year-old Vince's wishes. Fuck it. Okay. Oh, sorry. I sincerely apologise for my the comment I just made. Where
What did you say?
I said the start of the F word. I sincerely apologise. Next up is saltiest person.
That's a given. Vince Casey.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was off. Anyway, I'd have to go with Matthew Quilter. I love Matthew Quilter, especially when he grumbles to himself when he loses games. It's great. Don't change Matthew.
Never change. Jack Brown, any words?
No.
Can you get that rapper that just went flying?
It's a toffee crisp though. It's worth it. Go, Liam. Oh yes.
Don't litter, kids.
Yeah, don't litter. We gotta give strong positive messages here today. One is don't litter. Two is wear your sunglasses.
Also, buy Stardew Valley. It's the best game. It's not just a farm simulator. It's a life simulator. Oh, ad break. Sorry.
Yeah, we have an ad break coming up.
Please buy it.
Save for the ad break. Okay, back to me.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a big tough competition there. There's a lot of people who I consider so I'm not going to say anything, but like people like John O'Sullivan is a bit of a culprit sometimes.
Hey Tom. Oh, hi Tom.
Oh, this man is here. Okay, we'll be right back after the short commercial break.
Back, folks. Sorry about that. We just had a visitor, our good friend Tom Lean, surfer dude. Some of you might know him. But back to the subject at hand, Vince Casey.
If you want to go surfing, go to Kingdom Wave Surf School. No better surf school.
No better surf school. Screw off those shore break people.
Ooh, yeah. They have their official brand of approval from the the PVL podcast.
PVL podcast. Okay. Anyway, next topic.
Okay, so we've only a few left, and then we can go on our ad break. Best couple. Who do you think? Do you want to go for Ronan first, or you?
Me first.
Go. Who do you think, Liam?
So, is this the best couple, as in friends, or
Best couple.
best couple? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I would say the best couple. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. We're gonna go to Ronan first.
No, we're not.
We're gonna go to Vince first.
If this is a bit tad controversial, I guess we can skip it. But the one and some of the popular ones might be the things like Connor and Declan, Kira and Moya, Declan and Katie, Connor and Vince. The best one. You should go for that.
I have a good one. John and every girl ever.
I'm gonna go with Connor and Vince.
All right then. Moving on.
Yeah, we're gonna stop being your friend if you don't. I mean nothing. Okay, the next ones are the two big boys, Guild King and Guild Queen. Who do you guys think?
Guild King, that's a toughie, but it's gotta be Nathan. And Guild Queen is even tougher, but that's also gotta be Nathan.
The Guild King is Nathan, Louis, Luganu. And then I'll go with Guild Queen as Kira Dunn because, yes, Queen, she's into that stuff.
Yeah.
It's okay. Back to Vince.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Guild King to my man Nathan.
Woo!
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
And Guild Queen to Moya. And now the final one is non-member awards, Guild Meme of the Year. So it's whatever memes we've had in the chat or in the guild or things we've had going on. So I'm going to pass it over to Ronan. Liam wants to go first, Liam.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, fuck, I forgot. Wait.
Christian channel.
How we all love each other platonically, of course. No homo. Nothing wrong with being gay, though.
Jack, anything to add?
No.
No.
I'm gonna say kissing and having sex with girls is gay. Is gonna be my choice. Okay, so that's us done. So now we're going to go to the ad breaks. So I'm gonna hand you back to Liam.
Yes, we are going to have a quick commercial break, but don't worry, folks, we'll be right back with the podcast of the Ventry Lifeguards. See you then. Stay tuned for the ads. We got some juicy, spicy ads coming right up. See ya. Welcome to the PVL ads. Your first ad is Dollar Shave Club. With Dollar Shave Club, you can get all you need for your bathroom shaving needs in one box. And it only costs $1. They deliver it straight to your door. For free. And if you use the podcast Ventry Lifeguards discount code PVL, you can get 10% off. That's right, folks. You can get all of this and more for just 90 cents. On to the next ad.
Oh, right. There's this great new game. It's after coming. I don't know when it came out actually, but years ago. Oh, okay, my bad. It's not new, but it's called Stardew Valley. Some of you might have heard of it. Shout out to Oshie Murray. He was the guy who told me to get this game. It is not just a farming simulator. It's a fucking life simulator. It's so good. Oh my god. So you have your own farm. You can harvest crops and all that crack, but you also can get your own animals. I've got chickens. I've called one Big Jim Regan, Chitty, Cuckoo, and the other one Captain. And then I have 4 cows. Anyway, right, we're on a time schedule. So you have townsfolk you can interact with. And this game is so woke, folks. You can make your own custom avatar, and you can go out with people, but you don't have to be the same gender. This game is so woke. It's a life simulator. Okay, bye.
Okay, that was a bit over our time period, but anyway, that was the podcast Ventry Lifeguard ad break. And we're back with the podcast Ventry Lifeguards. So, I hope you enjoyed that short commercial break. But now we will be discussing the theory of everything. Or, well, not the theory of everything as such, but just, as in not the movie, but just some mind-boggling out of this world theories that we have.
Big brain.
Big brain theories, big woke brain theories. So,
Smart people have these.
not just us, smart people, smart scientists have talked about these, and some of them believe in them. Anything to say, Ron?
What?
Okay, so the first theory that we're going to talk about is something called the Great Filter.
Okay, so just for a little context, the Great Filter is related to the Fermi Paradox, and the Fermi Paradox is basically the idea that there's billions and billions of Earth-like planets out there. Then why have none of them become a super alien smart civilization and made contact with us yet? And basically, so there has to be something that's preventing that from happening. So either when aliens get to our intelligence, they do something that kills themselves off, which is the filter, which will be ahead of us, or else maybe life is rarer than we think, and the filter is behind. Like maybe it's harder for like a single cell to go to multi-cell. Maybe we just got really lucky or whatever. So basically, it's the idea that there's something causing life to be less common than we think it should be.
Yeah, because the scientists have done the big brain scientists have done the maths, and it checks out that we should have made contact with other life by now, or been contacted.
Why am I on the cold side?
I don't know, Jack. Why are you on the cold side?
It's freezing over here.
Oh, that's your 5 now, isn't it? Just a bit of Irish for the folks back home. If you're in Gaelclough Curie, you will understand that joke. Jack's now moving seats. Yeah. So the thing about the Great Filter is that if it is in fact behind us, that means that we're the very first to make it past this barrier, or at least
In our galaxy, at least.
yeah. But if it is in front of us, that's a very scary. What's the word I'm looking for? Prospect, a very scary prospect, as it means that in the near future we could face the Great Filter, which could be the form of nuclear war. That's what I think it would be anyway. Ronan, what do you think? What do you think the Great Filter is if it's in front of us?
Nanoviruses, or what's it called? Nanobots, that kind of thing.
Do you want to explain a bit of that for the audience back home?
No.
Okay.
Nanobots are tiny robots, but you can make tiny robots, and then you make tiny robots and make more tiny robots, and they multiply like bacteria, and then you've got like a gajillion in a day or something, and then you could like take over the Earth really easily. Anyway, and you start off with just like 1 or 2 robots, so it's like super easy to do. Okay,
Jack, what do you think the Great Filter could be if it is in fact in front of us? What do you think the extinction event is?
Overpopulation.
Care to explain?
Interstellar. The shit that went down there, you know.
Good film.
Good film. We all recommend here. Does Ronan recommend Interstellar?
Yeah, sure.
Ronan recommends Interstellar. Not really though. He doesn't. I don't think he enjoyed it, but it is quite a good film. The thing about Interstellar is that the world is overpopulated and we've used up all of our resources because of our competitive nature, and because of that we just run out of food and shit and die. Okay.
Huge F.
Big F in the chat please. Moving on to the next topic. Okay, so another daunting theory is that we all live inside of a simulation. Now this is a very widely accepted theory.
Yeah, people like Elon Musk and things believe this. I also believe this, because I'm an authority on this kind of thing. But basically, the idea is, if even some so the supercomputers that we have right now, like the really big computers, what they kind of try to do is they try to make like a mini, like replicate the universe on a computer. So if every civilization does that, which it's a pretty predictable thing to do, like it seems like a thing someone would do at some point. Then at least then every single civilization that gets advanced in our universe would have like a simulation, right? But then in those simulations of universes, there'd be more simulations, and then those simulations there'd be simulations and those simulations, and it goes on forever. So even if just one civilization makes a simulation, in that simulation there could be more simulations. So then the number of simulations goes on forever. So if there's like almost an infinite number of simulations, then statistically we are probably in a simulation, and that's the idea.
But would we not know if we were in a simulation? Could we not think, oh, I know I'm not in a simulation. I can feel myself. It's not like I'm dreaming.
Well, the thing is, we don't actually understand how the world works below like the atomic level. Well, we got like quarks and stuff like that, but like for example, string theory, you might have heard of it. Is like it hasn't been like properly, like string theory isn't like done yet. Like they don't, it's not finished. But like the string theory is a guess essentially. It's a widely accepted guess, but not everyone accepts it, because it's highly debated that like we're made out of these tiny strings, and then there's a bunch of other theories too that compete with string theory. So like it's really not hard to believe that we're just code at a really low level.
Yeah, so the main thing of that is, if we were in a simulation, we wouldn't know it.
Yeah, we wouldn't know.
The same way, if we made a simulation, the people in that simulation wouldn't know that they're in a simulation. Mm-hmm. So it's just a very daunting prospect. Ron, do you have anything to say on this topic?
It's very depressing.
Very depressing indeed. Jack Farrell?
Yeah, I agree with Ronan.
I would say though, the way I kind of think of it is like it's like a DVD, so you can fast forward it or it's like, you know, you can go back or forward. So the whole thing is already played out. So like, no one's gonna randomly turn off the simulation one day. I think like the simulation when they turned it on was already set out from start to finish. It's like a movie, and you can skip to whatever part you want, and that's probably what they did. So I think we're safe. I think we're just gonna live our lives, and it's not gonna affect us ever. Binoculars. Okay.
So the next topic that we will be discussing on podcast of the Ventry Lifeguards is the topic of higher dimensional beings, and for this one I'm going to pass you over to my friend Jack here.
I wouldn't like to explain. I'd like to get your views first.
I'd like to get our views first. Ronan, would you like to explain it?
Yeah.
Nah. Okay. Well, that leaves it just to me and Vince, I suppose. So I'll try it first, and Vince, you can correct me if I'm wrong. So
You're an expert in
Thank you, Vince. So the whole idea of it is that you go into a cinema and you see that you go to a 3D movie, that we are in 3D, which means there are 3 dimensions, the X, Y, Z dimension, to be specific.
Yeah, do you mark in school, kids? Like, just like it makes sense.
Makes sense. Math is related to science, kids. Katy Perry. But yeah, so Ronan enjoyed that one. The whole idea is that there are beings in a higher dimension to us. So we're the 3rd dimension, and they are in the 4th dimension. And then it goes all the way up to the 11th dimension.
According to string theory.
According to string theory, of course, which we discussed earlier. So, and I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, if there are all these higher dimensional beings, how come we can't see them? And that's like saying, just imagine there was a 2nd dimensional being. So it would just be like something on a piece of paper. If we looked at it from a certain angle, we could see it, but it couldn't see us. And now we can't comprehend what the 4th dimension could be like. So in the same sort of way, they can look at us at a different angle, and we just can't see them, but they can see us. Am I correct, Vince? Anything else?
Yeah, just to like elaborate on the sheet of paper thing, like if you were a 2D thing, you'd just be looking straight forward on the sheet of paper, so you'd only be able to look. So the only way it'd be able to see us is like if we put our hand through the paper, then it would see us. But otherwise, it can't see us, you know. So yeah, okay. You want to add? You want to add something, Jack?
No, I'm pretty happy with the way things are going.
Okay, back to Liam.
The thing about the higher dimensional beings is that, well, it doesn't really pose too much of a threat to us. I suppose if they could stick their hand through the paper that is us, but they don't really have much reason to do that. So hopefully they won't, and hopefully we can all just live out happy lives. Mm-hmm. All right.
And just another cool tidbit. So we're 3rd dimensional beings, but the 4th dimension is time. And we're trapped in time because we can't travel. And like we can't go back in time or anything like that, but we can go back and forth in like X, Y, and Z. Also, the higher dimensional beings is a possible solution to what we mentioned earlier, the Fermi paradox. So maybe when civilizations become advanced enough, they go up to higher dimensions, which is why we don't see them. Which is an explanation for it. I think that's what they're kind of hinting towards in Interstellar is the reason why, and that is the reason why we can't. You know, there's like a wormhole and stuff like that, but we don't know actually know where it came from, and they don't know how it came from. and all that stuff.
And
And
there's
in
a naked baby on our beach.
But and then the end of Interstellar, where, spoiler alert, when they go into the black hole, that's like it's supposed to represent the fourth dimension being time, but in a 3D space. So that's why there's like a staircase out of like a library, but it's like, and then as he goes up, it goes to different parts of time. But yeah, anyway, cool. Any last thoughts? Anyone?
Anybody have anything else to add, Ronan?
Binoculars.
Binoculars. Here we go. Jack.
Binoculars after Ronan.
Binoculars after Ronan. All right. Right then. Next topic. Okay. Yeah. So the last topic that we're going to discuss today is spoilers ahead. Is the theories for Marvel Infinity War, and
Mystery title.
So the new Infinity War, for those of you who haven't seen Infinity War, I suggest you stop watching now, because serious spoilers ahead.
Wait till you finish. Oh yeah.
So as all of you know who have watched Infinity War, Thanos did it. Absolute mad lad. He got all the Infinity Stones and killed half of all life.
See, little boy.
So
Shout out to Shane Lawless.
Shout out to Shane Lawless. But the thing is, I mean, they can't really keep half of the cast dead. They killed out key characters such as T'Challa, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, all of very much loved characters in the show. And some of these characters, or most of them, have sequels scheduled and already planned. And now I know you could be like, oh, they're not actually going to be sequels, they're actually going to be prequels that took place before the events of Infinity War. But I don't really think they're going to do that. I think it would cost Marvel Studios too much to kill off characters like T'Challa, because no racism here or anything, but the black community love him very much, as do we all. So it would just cost them a lot of money. So my theory is that when he clicks his fingers, you see that there's a big explosion, and you see that his gauntlet has been damaged. So my theory is that he won't be able to control the power of the stones anymore, and that it will begin to overwhelm him, and some of the souls that he took away are being stored inside the soul stone, and that they will break free and begin to come back to life. That's my theory. Passing you on to Vince Casey now.
Okay, so I've got a hot take on this. I don't know how hot of a hot take it is, but so the directors of Infinity War were the Russo brothers, who also directed Civil War and Captain America: Winter Soldier, both very good films in my opinion. But I'd like to bring attention to one thing they did for Civil War, where everyone expected in Civil War for a character to die, and there was so much theorizing around it. And the Russo brothers knew people expected that, so they challenged themselves to make the film exciting and dramatic without killing someone. That was like, so as directors, they like to challenge and they like to surprise, which is what they did in Infinity War as well, because everyone thought someone was going to die in Infinity War, and a lot of people died, which no one expected. But also, the characters people knew wouldn't die would be like our characters like Black Panther and Spider-Man, because they have confirmed sequels coming out, and Doctor Strange probably as well. But they did kill them, and I think they did that to divert expectations, like everyone thought, which is just so them. However, I wouldn't be. However, as much as I'd like to believe that they won't be in their sequels, for example, they could put Black Panther's sister Shuri as the new Black Panther, like she does in the comics, and they could have like a Miles Morales Spider-Man or some shit like that. As much as I would love that, money is a factor. I don't think they'll do it. However, one interesting thing is that they did leave all the original Avengers alive at the end of the film, so I do believe some of them will die, since all of them have had their trilogies and they've had and they're kind of finished. So I do believe some of the original Avengers are going to die in the film, but yeah, I do believe they're going to come back.
As in Black Panther, T'Challa.
Yeah, all the people who died, except they did say that a lot of the characters who were going to die in Infinity War were going to stay dead. So I believe characters like Loki and possibly Vision, even though Vision, since he's a robot, might come back. But Loki and Gamora and stuff like that will probably come back.
We'll hold that about Loki, because I want to discuss that a bit more. Jack, do you have any theories you want to share?
Loki's dead.
You think Loki's dead?
Yeah.
I think Loki's dead. I think Loki coming back would kind of undermine what happened. Anyway, you go on.
So the thing about Loki is that recently I went on a bit of a Marvel movie binge and watched like all of them from the start, and I think it's like 3 times now that Loki has died and then come back. So if it happened again, to be honest, I wouldn't be too surprised, and I would be quite happy because I really enjoy the character of Loki. I think he's a great character. He keeps audience guessing whose side he's on, and it keeps it nice and interesting, I think, anyway. But I very enjoyed his brief time in the Infinity War movie when he said, "We have a Hulk," which mirrored the words of Iron Man in...
To him, yeah.
Iron Man to him in what one was it?
Avengers,
and then he got smashed by a Hulk. I just found that funny. Ron, do you have anything to say about Infinity War and the sequel?
My man Hawkeye is gonna come in with Ant-Man and fuck shit up. Boom.
Oh, actually. Okay, so this is a bit of insider info, guys. Insider info. So, the word in the street, and based off the sets and the pictures released, is ooh, wave just came in, boys. But Hawkeye has a fade, guys, in the new one. He's a proper fade and a mohawk. Oh, yeah. So basically, apparently Hawkeye's becoming this character from the comics called Ronan, but not Guardians of the Galaxy Ronan, it's over Ronan. And Ronan's backstory is that he's... Oh my god, hi Ronan. But Ronan's backstory is... Ronan's backstory is that his family... He grew up in Tralee. He was born... He was in Australia for a while. England for a while, I think. Mm-hmm. He's now a pro swimmer, but the other Ronan's backstory is that his family died, so I believe that Hawkeye's family will have died because of Thanos, and he'll be on a revenge mission.
Go give him a hug.
So yeah, that's a cool tidbit. I also think time travel is very likely to come into play in the next one, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Do we think Doctor Strange is coming back, and can we...
He's right.
Can we just say about the way he looked into the future? Just
wrong.
Doctor Strange is cool, but I don't know how many people really want a Doctor Strange sequel. So, but then again, I feel like if he's going to come back, because if they're bringing back everyone else, he has to come back. But unless he sacrifices himself again in the second one.
It's his plan, though.
Yeah, it is his plan.
Go on, Jack. Say it.
No.
Yeah, slight criticism of the film. It is pretty strange that in 14 million and something features, only one of them they win. Like, you could have said like 4 or something, and there could be like a slight difference every time. Like, in one of them, he raises his hand 1 centimeter less, or something. You know, like something like that. It just seems a little I don't know. It's a bit much for me, but that's
cheesy.
A bit cheesy.
It's I think it's good because it covers all of those questions where it's like, why didn't he just do this? Why didn't he just do that? Because it's the one thing where they actually win, and that sequence or that timeline is where he sacrifices himself to save Tony, because he said earlier in the film that he would never sacrifice himself or the stone for Tony's life, but then he goes directly against that and does just that, saves Tony and gives Thanos the stone. So my theory is that Tony is the ultimate key to this. Iron Man, he's gonna figure it out, and he's gonna figure out how to save the world, basically. Captain Marvel. That that very end after credit scene about Captain Marvel, where what's the name? Nick Fury he was getting disintegrated, and he took out...
He said Mother Flipper,
Christian Channel.
He said, oh shit.
Did he?
No, you know, he was saying Mother, because that's his catchphrase. That's Samuel L. Jackson catchphrase.
Oh.
Yeah, but then he took out this ancient looking device and activated
that girl's
it.
doing the floss land. Wow.
Where?
In front of you.
Oh,
she was doing it earlier, all the time.
Wow. Even my mom does the floss now, guys.
Oh, that's tragic.
ow.
It is tragic.
Okay, back to the topic. He had this device, and it seemed like he'd been keeping it on him the whole time. And that raises the question: why didn't he use it earlier to summon this? We presume it must be like a great, powerful being for good. So the main theory is that it's Captain Marvel. But why didn't he use it earlier? Why didn't he use it?
Turn our attention to the family on the beach.
There's a family on the beach, and they're teaching each other how to do the floss. And It's tragic. Ronan, thoughts?
This is just torture.
That's like a top 90 finish.
It hurts.
It physically hurts me. So yeah, why didn't he use this earlier when Chitauri were pouring in from a portal over New York?
Yeah, I think that's the extra weird because the device looks kind of old, which makes sense because Captain Marvel, the film, is going to take place in the 90s, I think. But like, yeah, why didn't he call her in earlier? It just seems very weird.
Mm-hmm. Right, folks.
I've got one more theory.
It's 5:30. Okay, this is the last topic.
Okay, so I've got one mini theory, which is what I want to happen in the film. But so the kind of arc between Tony Stark and Peter Parker is like he's kind of like his father figure. Since Peter Parker, obviously his father died, and he's obviously raised by his aunt, and obviously Uncle Ben died, but that wasn't shown. So Tony Stark's kind of the pseudo Uncle Ben of these films. So like I believe I want and then you saw in Homecoming how like Tony Stark Peter thought he was going to hug him and he didn't. He just wanted Roger to get the door for him, and then when he dies he has to hug and all that. So there's a big arc going on there with them as like father son type thing, and at the start of the film Tony Stark was talking about how he wants a child, so now he's kind of lost his child in a way. So I think this is I really want that to be like a big focus for Tony Stark, for him to be like properly like he's had this is like the end for him. Like I know he has had PTSD before over different things, but like this is like the final straw for him, and I'd like the film to open up with like him just kind of driving up to Aunt May's house and just explaining to her what happened or something like that, and just being really really tragic and silent or whatever. That's anyway.
So yeah, folks, that has been this episode of the podcast at Ventry Lifeguard. Yeah, so thanks for listening, folks. We'll see you next time. Over and out. Opinions and thoughts of the participants in this episode of the podcast of the Ventry Lifeguard in no way, form, or shape reflect the opinions of the Guild or the Carrick County Council itself. Thank you for listening, and we expect to see you back.